Hello and welcome. Today we have another deck showcase. This is officially the first episode because this is an actual real deck. And I will be showcasing my combo deck as I promised in the pilot episode. It is a deck that basically all of the 40 cards here you see, all they want to do is bring out this guy. This guy. Now, what this guy does is, when he is summoned, if you have a Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz monster in your graveyard, there are Cybers as well, he gets a counter for each one of them. And he gains 2,500 attack for each counter, and he can use the counters as a negate. When your opponent activates a monster effect, see, I can just negate it. And obviously, the big attack really helps. It has 3000 base. If you just use one of the counters, like this deck is definitely not meta anymore. It was way stronger when Darkfluid came to Master Duel. But it was very scary, since this gives you basically 10,000 attack on its own, so 13,000. And even if you remove one, it still can just kill you in one hit. And you usually pair it with Update Jammer, so it attacks twice. I'm gonna explain all of that later. So let's get into it. Let's explain what all of the cards do. So we want Dotscaper first. This card is pretty simple. If it's sent to the graveyard, you can just special summon it. And if it's banished, you can special summon it. Right? But it's a once per duel effect, so keep in mind. So we're playing one off. Microcoder. Microcoder is a card you can use from your hand or your field to link summon a Code Stalker monster. And basically, half of our extra deck is just Code Stalker monsters. So we want this guy in our opening hand. And if we use him to link summon, we can take any spell card from our deck that is a Signet. So for example, this one works, this one works, this one works, even this one works, and this one works. Usually we want to search out either Codec if we didn't draw it, or the mining. Or even if you want another normal summon, the optimization works as well. Then we've got Cyber Synchron. He is here because he's a tuner. He's here to bring out the integrator because we need a synchro. He's the perfect for it because he can manipulate levels. He's a one-off. We have a searcher for him. That's it. Link Infraflyer, he's here because he's wind and because he can freely special summon if we control a link monster. We can do this only once per turn, but that's completely fine. He's also a normal summon, and if he's engraved, we get him back. We can still use the effect. He's also a wind, which I'm gonna explain later how we get to him, so he's in. Same thing with the converter. He basically does the same thing, except he's light. Everything else is the same. Same with the cross debug, except you need to control 2 or more link monsters, but still it's a free special summon, and he's a dark, so this is also very important. Then we have Backup Secretary, again another same monster, just light attribute. Sea Archiver is a bit different because if this guy is in the grave, we can special summon him if a monster is normal special summon to a zone link monster point, so which we do all the time in this deck. So if we get this guy in the graveyard somehow, he can bring himself back. Then we have the Code Generator. He does the same thing as the Microcoder. If he's in the hand, we can link with him for a Code Talker. But he also has the secondary effect. If we do that, he can send a Cybers monster that has 1200 or less attack from your deck to the graveyard. So we can send either the Dot Scraper or the Sea Archiver. These are both useful in the grave as they come back. Lady Debug, this is usually what you want to draw as the normal summon because it just searches a Cybers, basically any of them. This one being the best target if you don't have him. Code Radiator basically does the same thing as these two. From the hand, again, just uses a link summon and you don't use its effect. It's purely here to be used as a link summon. Firewall Guardian, if this guy is used for a Link summon, he just gets back to the field and you can do it again. And he's also protection from the grave, so yeah. These two are basically the same card, you just target one of your cards or opponent's cards. They gain or lose attack, depending if it's subtraction or addition. And then they get special summon to the field, so they're just a free special summon. They're actually the latest additions to the deck. I removed 2 Pot of Avarice for them, so I have even more consistency. I will be talking later of what I removed from the deck, how it's evolved. Then we play 2 Link Slayers. This is a free special summon if you control nothing. He is also able of being searched by Earth, but you don't usually want to search him. If he's not in your opening hand, you just ignore him. Codex Porter does the same thing as these guys and this guy, so he's used from the hand, and his other effect is mostly useless. He just adds a Cybers back to the hand. Sometimes this comes up, usually not. It's kind of a break because he's level 5, but I'm keeping him for now. Maybe I'll remove him later. Horrible Exceed, useful. He's very, very good. Usually here's what you search for for the wind. If you didn't draw one of them, you only need 1 copy, that's it. When one of them gets summoned, the other one gets brought out, and together they are level 4 because this gets halved, and they bring out the Xyz monster, which we need. Then Gachiri, he is a free special summon. You just target something, negate its effects, and he gets summoned. He's a level 8, so he's very useful for bringing out the ritual guy. He is also, you know, just a useful special summon if needed, so can also not be used for him. Just a useful guy to have around. We have the Cybers Magician. He's the ritual we need for the effect of the boss monster. That's why he's in here. Monster Reborn, just, you know, if you need someone back, it's a free body. A Foolish Burial to send either the Dotscaper or the Sea Archiver. Simple. Pot of Avarice, I added this in because you send a lot of monsters to the graveyard, and you know, shuffling 5 back and drawing 2 is not hard to do, so I'm running 1 of them. I used to run 3, but I found it was unnecessary. I also had Ash Blossom in here, I had Called by the Grave, Impermanence. I removed all of those. I just want engine pieces here. I want this to be as consistent as possible, so that's why I cut down of the 2 Pot of Avarice as well. I'm running 2 one-time passcodes. It just makes a token. It's a Cybers token, so completely fine. Some of the monsters don't want tokens, for example, in here. Or they want effect monsters like the transcode, but that's fine. He's still useful for a lot of them. For example, this one just wants Cybers monsters, same here, so he does still work for a lot of them. The Cyanide Fusion, we need to run 1 of them to bring out the fusion monster for the boss monster here. Cyanide Mining, this is a really good card. You discard 1 card and you add any Cybers monster, so you can add either of these 2. Usually good cards to get for free. Very good card. Then you got the Ritual, it's the same as the Fusion, we just need it to get the Ritual out, that's it. Cyanide Optimization, this protects your Code Stalkers, but it also gives you another normal summon, so, you know, a second normal summon never hurt anybody, so it's a good card in here. And then Cyanide Codec, this is one of the most important cards in the deck. We search this card with this guy always, if we didn't open with it. And what it basically does, every time you summon a Code Stalker monster, which as I said is basically half of our extra deck, you can target that monster and then take any monster from your deck, or rather any Cybers monster from your deck with the same attribute, right? So remember when I said this guy is wind, and this guy for example is wind, even this guy is wind, yeah. This is it. So when I summon this guy, the X-Code Talker, I can take any wind monster out. When I summon Code Stalker or Access Code Talker, I get any dark out. Then we have the Transcode, he gets me the Earths, you know, so on and so on. And here's the Inverted Guide, gets me the Light. This is what this does. Really, really good card, very important card, need to get it. The Black Star Chimera is just a fusion in here. He also recycles, so it's not that bad. See, if he's sent to the graveyard, which also counts if you link him off, you can add a monster to your hand. Basically what he does. The Cyber's Integrator is really good actually because he draws you a card when you link him off. So he's really good. And when he's summoned, you can summon this guy back instantly. So he's just 2 free bodies. Really good card. The Firewall is in here because he's a 4. These two can bring him out for free. And a lot of the monsters in here are 4s as well. All of these here are 4s. And the tokens as well. So, yeah. Easy summon for him. These are the 3 required materials. And this guy, I get this guy at full power. Then we have the Talkers. This guy is just here for a summon, basically. Nothing special. The Cyber's Witch, she is the one that... She special summons one monster, that's 1. And she adds the ritual monster and the ritual spell. This is the one. So she's very good when it comes to that. Then I got the Spartoi. He only gives us the fusion spell, sadly. That's all he does. If you summon into his zones, he locks you to fusions. So it's a mistake I make sometimes. Need to be careful about that. Wicked. He searches out the tuner. That's it. He searches out the tuner. Update Jammer. What this guy does, if you use him as a link material for a monster, that monster can attack twice. That's it. That's why he's here. So this guy can attack twice with 13,000 attack. That's it. Code Talker Inverted, a really good card. When he is link summoned, you can special summon any card from your hand to a zone this guy points to. It's usually the tuner. Then he just summons the tuner out and then you synchro for this guy. That's what you usually use him for. We have the Splash Mage. He just gets another Cybers from the grave into the field. Really good card. The X-Code Talker is only here for his attribute, the wind. Also his arrows are very useful. Transcode's really good. Usually get him out, then you bring back the Code Talker. So you have 2 bodies, a 3 and a 2. Really useful. Firewall Dragon's just in here. I very rarely use him. It's not that useful, to be honest. Access Code is here for doing access code things. You can even link him with the Darkfluid, so he gets 5,000 attack from him, which is very funny if you do it. But he's also here because usually you use Code Talker at the beginning, so you don't proc the Dark attribute with Signet Codex, so you usually go to access code for that. So that's another reason why he's here. And then the boss monster, as I explained. So damn, 13 minutes of explanation. Now we're gonna go to a bot match again because this takes a long time and I'm pretty sure every opponent will just surrender when I start doing my thing. We're gonna go versus the Monarchs. This is our revenge arc now. We're gonna go obviously to the hardest one. I am gonna go first, so I have a card less. I could go second with an extra card, which gives me even more, chances of getting to my goal, but we're gonna go first instead. This is a very good hand, actually. So first we're just gonna go with the Link Slayer. He is the no-brainer choice here. Now I can just get the this. This. Yeah, I can get this guy out as well. Now I could use the code generator. Why not? Let's just go directly into the witch. Do I want to go to the witch? Yeah. Even though the Code Talker would be better. See, the problem is I need to get to the spell card right now. Since I don't have it, maybe just going to witch is the best play here. Okay. Then I'll normal summon the Firewall, I guess. And we'll go into the Code Talker using the code generator. Into the zone here. So she procs. First we proc his effect, then we proc his effect. Does not matter, then we're gonna proc her as well. Get this guy back. The generator will send the dot scraper, even though I could actually send the microcoder here and add back. Okay. Now, why didn't she proc? Oh, because I don't have a spell. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I need a spell. You see? This is what I've been saying. You can screw yourself over with this. And now I should have summoned first with fusion. I could go wicked, or I could just go... Actually, this is useless because I have fusion in my hand. Let's just fuse with these two since I screwed up already on the part of ritual summoning. And get the splash mage out, I guess. Let's see if we can redeem this, otherwise I'm just gonna restart. And give me back the microcoder, silent fusion. Yeah, I should have definitely done this. You see, this is a deck you need to think a lot about. How you're gonna do plays. Doesn't matter who I bring back here, just get this guy back. Why not? And now we want, what is he? The transcode talker. Actually, yeah, doesn't matter which one I do. Let's just do transcode. I will use all three. Even though I didn't need to actually there. Because this guy only wants 2 monsters. Am I out of steam actually? I could be out of steam. Cut codec. Bring back the talker. Then we can go... No, we're fine. We go to the access code. X code actually screws me here because of the arrows. We don't need to use his effect, which is his codec. We add the debug, I guess. And I can't because, yeah. Okay. See how you can screw this up easily like I just did. If I just fusion summoned and then went for the witch, I would have had full combo. No fault of the deck, just a bad misplay by me. This card, this hand is way better here. We can just get the secretary out as well for free. The debug also goes out for free. Now this guy just gets if I just link summon, right? Yeah. Okay, so I remember this correct. So we don't have a spell card, so we don't start with her, obviously. We could just start with him, which I think is the smarter choice here. This. Use his effect. Don't use Parallel Exceed. Now, I will not normal summon since I can use this from the hand. And use you and the Spartoi. I don't want to have this Spartoi there. Let's see, and I'm bricked again. Damn. This is not going well. How am I misplaying this much? Okay. Okay, let's go for it. Signet mining, perfect. Drop the guardian. Add decoder. Normal the debug. We're gonna use his effect later. Use the coder. Get the code talker out. The Everest is gonna be dead for a while now. Code talker. Activate microcoder. Get me codec. Activate codec. Activate reborn. Doesn't matter which one we reborn. But we're gonna do this guy because his effect. This. Then we go, where is he? Transcode. We need material here. Transcode talker. We proc the Signet codec and the Guardian as well. That's 2 extra bodies now on our field. Guardians out. The codec, we will take... We don't need this guy. Gachiri would be useful. This guy is also very useful. I think I'll just take the generator right now. Activate Talker, the transcode Talker, bring back the normal code Talker. Now we're gonna summon... Do I just go to the Xcode instantly? Or do I go for this line first? We have a spell card in the grave, so we could use this. But no, I think I'm gonna go Xcode first. Yes, and use the generator. That's another body that he's going to generate with the Dotscaper. Or we can also send the other guy to the grave. We will not use the Xcode Talker effect. I usually would in multiplayer because you can chain block with him. And we're gonna add the Parallel Exceed. That's the most value we get. We're gonna send this guy. You can also send this guy. We're gonna send Dot Scraper. Comes back. This. Okay. Then I guess we can go into the Witch using you and you. Cyber Switch. Use the Parallel Exceed, go into her zone, use the Parallel Exceed effect, and the Witch, banish the Monster Reborn, does not matter. We add the Magician, we also add the Ritual, the Exceed. Okay. Then we can proc her effect because she does not lock me in any way. And we're just good. This literally doesn't matter. Let's just do this guy. This. So to get rid of these two, we're gonna just exceed them off. And yeah, decide. So they're gone. So this is the exceeds now done. We have the exceeds complete. We could ritual summon here with these two. I could also just get the fusion out right now to get it out of the way, so I don't by mistake do something stupid and summon in this guy's zone. Use his effect, give me the fusion. Now we need to get rid of him instantly, which is exactly what I'm going to do for the Wicked. And we're gonna use this guy since he's a lower level. Summon the Wicked. Okay, now in the Wicked's case, we need to special summon into his... here it is. If a spell summon to a zone, it's got points to. You can banish one monster and add a tuner. Now, first things first, I'm just gonna have this. We can recycle basically all of these. Not gonna recycle him because gonna need him. I can do the Code Talker, I can recycle these two, why not? They are once per turn though. Or just recycle the extra deck, why not? Except for this guy, yeah, he needs to be engraved. Do him, and actually, let's leave this guy in, and get you in, and you. Okay, Foolish Burial is a very good draw as well. We send, where is he? The Archiver. Okay, now we can just actually ritual because I drew the Link Slayer. And we're gonna use the Link Slayer. He's perfect actually, right on time here. For the Magician. Wicked should proc now. We banish him. And the Archiver procs. Summon the Archiver. Give me the Synchron. Now I could fusion here, but I don't need to yet. First things first, we need to get the tuner on the board. And we're gonna do that with the Code Talker Inverted. this. We activate his effect, well, summon the Synchron. We are gonna add you. I could also add the Lady Debug and then summon with him and get a card for free. It's pointless currently, so we're just gonna get the Converter because he's level 2 and the Synchron is level 1. Special summon the Synchron, then special summon the Converter. Then we do this. So we have the Synchron now out of the way as well. Integrator is here. Use his effect. Get back this guy. Perfect. Now, we still have the Splash Mage, which we can use. I don't think we need to. We also have the access code. We've used transcode already, see? By this. So, I don't need to go access code, but why not get rid of the integrator here? Get access code out. We will use this guy's effect, so we draw a card. We will use codec, add a dark monster, and we will not use access code's effect. We don't need it. Add a microcoder. I actually exhausted all of my dark types. That's insane. Oh, and we draw a Lady Debug, so if we can summon her, it's a big thing. Now, let's go Splash Mage with these two. Activate Splash Mage effect. Let me quickly read. Is he 2 level 2 or higher? Yeah, okay. So that's correct. Just get, literally doesn't matter, the Link Slayer. And we can do this. Double its effect, so it's a level 2 now. See, we can get the update jammer now out. That is exactly what I'm going to do. Now with Cynet Fusion, bring the Diplexer, use you and you. Bring out the Diplexer Chimera. And now we go for the Darkfluid. We need to use the update jammer. We need to use the Diplexer Chimera. I will not use, I'll just get rid of all of them. I could have left them on. Let's just destroy all of them. He does not have a summoning animation, sadly. And we obviously use his effect, so he gets the charges. We don't need to do this. And we end our turn, so we have 4 monster negates. He can't do anything. But yeah, the update jammer was basically useless because I was going first. But that's how the full combo looks like. See? And if I update jammered now, he could have attacked twice if I went second. Let's see if we can get our revenge on the Monarchs. Oh my god, he's just gonna keep setting. Oh nice, that's a cool generator. Actually, I think he can beat over. He can. And that's it. That's the full combo. Actually, this was faster than I thought it was gonna be. You can easily get lost in the combo. It's you know, you need to take your time. You need to think about it. When they cut the timer in half, it actually nerfs this deck immensely. I'm also tweaking it all the time to get consistency up. Sadly, with the current state of the game, I don't think it can be viable anymore, at least like in the higher ranks. You can still do well in casual duels or in lower ranks with people experimenting with, I don't know, Cyber Dragons and Red Eyes. It can definitely go versus those, but other than that, it's not good. It gets Kaiju, it gets Underworld Goddess, you know, everything just outs it. It's spells, traps, like literally dies to Araigeki as well. You can have, I think it's the Firewall level 4 monster it can protect, I think once, but you know, every deck can out it. It's not that good. It's fun to play for me at least because it's, you know, a combo deck and you can screw it up a lot, as we saw me screwing up twice actually before this game. Both were on me. The draws were good. I just misplayed, and that's what happens with combo decks. You need to know the lines. You need to know what gets you where. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. The next deck is most likely going to be my zombie deck. It is also a combo deck. It's simpler than this one, that's for sure, but it can also fight the higher tier decks. It definitely, I've fought Sword Soul and Branded. I usually lose versus them, but I've gotten wins as well. Like if I get the super polymerizations, if I set up Zombie World, if I get both of these Ballard Rocks out, you know, it is annoying with them. And if I get the Algul Mazera in the rotation as well, with him helping me, and if the Jaco Bolan is jumping in and out, interrupting stuff, you know, if I get the Baron out, a lot of stuff needs to go right with this deck. Like your turn 1 can literally just be Zombie World and a Uni Zombie or something. It can definitely be really, really bad, but I enjoy it. It's a fun little deck. I didn't really tweak this one much. Most of it is from a internet deck I found. I think I changed a little bit. I'm not even sure anymore at this point, but I think I changed the extra deck. Actually, the extra deck, the deck online had was way more expensive than what I'm running here. These three, for example, I just have because they're staples, obviously. So I just added them in since it's a super poly deck. It definitely didn't run this one, but I love Red Eyes, so I definitely needed to add this one. But yeah, this is gonna be the next showcase. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the two losses at the beginning weren't frustrating to look through. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, ideas, leave them in the comments, obviously. And yeah, have a great day, a great night. Goodbye.